Hi there, and welcome to this episode of The Eagle's Eye. I'm your host, Brooke Young, and today I'm here with journalism and digital media senior, John Margida. Thank you so much for being here.
And thank you for having me.
Yeah, I just want to dive right in. So when you were looking for colleges and you were looking for programs, what drew you to Ashland University overall? And even more specifically than that, what drew you to the major here?
Definitely the growing, the newsroom getting redone and everything being redone since I've been here. The studio looked a lot different when I was here. The studio upstairs looked a lot different when I was here. And the expansions that they've done through the program intrigued me a lot. And also having Dave McCoy talk to me to really pump up the program. So I was definitely intrigued when I got to talk to Dave.
He's pretty good at that. And what drew you to Ashland University kind of overall? I mean, what was your driving motivation for coming here?
That was only about an hour away from my hometown in Hudson, and that the food was really good. So, I mean, you can't really go wrong with Convo's food. So that's pretty much why I came here.
Those are absolutely perfect reasons. So you were the station manager of AUTV 20 in your time here. Can you talk about your responsibilities and what you kind of learned from that job?
Trying to get everybody organized, that's for sure. Scheduling meetings and making sure everybody's there so we can talk about our ideas. Staying focused during the meetings, that's a big one. That's pretty much what I learned. I've done a bunch of jobs though. I've done the production manager, so I've gotten to schedule people to come in and have to deal with all of that in case people don't show up, scrambling to figure out what to do. And I've basically done every position so far, in the studio. So, because I've had to fill in for a bunch of people. So just being here for the breaks and the updates, that's probably the most important thing, getting those on the internet and on YouTube.
Yeah. And with the hands-on experience, I think you learn a lot with that too. What kind of opportunities have you been given? And like you said, a lot of leadership roles. What do you think you've learned from the hands-on experience you've gained here?
Definitely just the amount of experience that I've gotten doing all the hands-on things. I never thought I would be able to TD before, and sophomore year I was just kind of thrown into it. So getting it a lot of experience early and has made it a lot easier since now I'm a senior that I'm getting the opportunity to do that on a regular basis. So it's just made it a lot easier to be in those positions and be thrown into those positions as well.
I want to switch gears a little bit. You worked with the Akron Rubber Ducks. Tell me about that whole experience and what that was like.
It's been amazing. I've actually worked there for the past 4 or 5 summers.
That's
and
a long time.
I worked on the grounds crew at first because I didn't have enough experience to get onto the TV crew or get into the radio booth type aspect or the social media. So I worked the first summer on the grounds crew, got to do the Eastern League All-Star game with the grounds crew. So I got a lot of experience doing that. And then through the connection of being on the grounds crew, I was able to get my internship with the TV production program there. And then after that, it just turned into a summer job that I've actually gotten paid for because they don't pay their interns. So yeah, I've gotten to work the scoreboard over the past years, got to keep the stats for the games. I got to work replay a few times and all the cameras that are there for their broadcasts.
That's awesome. Well, paid is always better than unpaid, number one.
For sure.
Yeah. Switching gears again, you've worked a lot with sports broadcasting, with Sports Time Ohio and things like that. What kind of professional experience and insight do you think that has brought you?
A lot. That's actually kind of what I want to do. I mean, I'd be fine working in a TV studio, preferably news sports type of thing. But if I had to work in a truck, I've gotten a lot of experience doing that right now and working on games, working cameras. So I'd be perfectly fine working for a sports team doing that or a TV station working the games.
Like you said, it's something you kind of want to do. What are your future career aspirations as you kind of embark into the field of journalism and digital media? What are your hopes for that?
I want to become a TV producer someday. So definitely get more behind the scenes and in depth and work my way up the totem pole. Probably have to start somewhere small though and work my way up because you can't just go into a big city and probably find a job anywhere. But just trying to get my foot in the door and work my way up.
Yeah. Well, I know you can do it. And just finally, do you have a particular journalism and digital media that stands out? I mean, you were here 4 years. Is there a moment or a memory that really stands out in your mind?
The election show my freshman year. Getting to do that, I got to work social media for that, and getting to run. I began running the stats up the stairs, like to the TV studio to make sure that they were getting to the teleprompter so the anchors could do it. And then I ended up, whenever the states would be like announced, like who won the states, like Hillary or Trump, and getting to do that was pretty cool. And I got to sit in like the the conference room, getting to talk to a bunch of people and just like basically messing around for 6 hours, and that was a lot of fun. Not having to do homework that night, that was pretty cool, especially because it was my fall freshman year, so I'm like overwhelmed by everything. But just like the election show in general was an awesome experience.
Well, that is perfect. Thank you so much for sitting down with me and telling me about, your future career aspirations and your journey here. I really appreciate it.
And thank you for having me.
Well, that concludes this episode of The Eagle's Eye. I'm your host, Brooke Young. Thanks for tuning in.